Hello everyone, welcome to Caroline's Craftery. Today we are going to make some vellum type pockets. We are going to mass make them, or I'm going to mass make them. I'm going to make all of these. Now at the recent retreat I went to, I got all these papers. And they are almost 6.5 by 1, 2, about 4.5. So they're kind of just the right size. And we're going to make this one with the roses today. But these are what I am making. They've got a big card inside. I seen this on Kathy's Garden. I'll leave a link to her channel below. I've also seen them other places. And I've done something similar to these in the past. But most of them are going to be butterfly related because I got tons of butterflies I want to use up. So these are two that I made. And then I decided, well, I'm going to mass make a whole bunch of them. So that's what I'm doing because I've got bits and pieces of vellum. I've got all these papers, and there was two or four of each sheet, which works out perfect because I used 2 sheets and a little bit extra. And then I've got these butterflies came from like the dollar store. You got like a package. It was pink ones. Don't think there was any blue ones, but like green ones, etc. So this is what we're going to make. I've got some pink vellum for this one. Some of them I've got like a pattern vellum. Not sure if you can see the pattern on that. But just using up scraps, really. And I've got, I don't know, probably about 20 here I'm going to do. So let's start. Now, I went and I've already measured this one. But I put this on here. And because it's 6.5 inches, I went in 1.25 inches, because then that's going to make my pocket 4 inches wide, which is the perfect size for journals that I usually make. So I've got those, and I'm going to bring in my style list. I think that's what they call this. And I'm just going to score it. Now you could use a scoreboard, whatever. I don't have a scoreboard, so I just do this. And I'm going to do one right along that lines. And then I'm going to fold this in. And this side here. So now that's going to give me a 4-inch pocket, which is just about perfect. Okay. I'm going to make sure that that is... Just bring this here, put that down good. Now I'm going to rip this down the side. Now I'm going to rip this up because I like that white edge along there, although by the time I'm done it's not going to be white. Now I've got enough room that I can tear a bit off without making these side pieces too small. And let's rip this one. I don't care if the sides are even. That part doesn't matter at all. Okay, so there is that. Now I want to ink up this here edge really good. I like having that contrast of color from ripping it up. If I would have ripped it with pulling that down, it wouldn't have left that edge, that white edge. But I like that edge, especially once it's inked up. I'm going to ink there and there. And then, well, I'm just going to put a little bit of ink down there, even though you don't really see that much because of the color. So there is that. Now let's do our vellum. I need to bring in my little paper trimmer here. Now, because this is 4 inches, I want to cut this about 3 3/4 inch, which actually I've already did that. So never mind about the paper trimmer for now. I wanted this a little bit thinner than the back because I don't want it to bind up when these are folded over. So that's going to go like that, and we'll trim after. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of center this. Let's take the pin out of my glue so it's ready to go. Okay. The vellum, I'm going to line it up on the bottom. You don't have to, you can trim it off after if you want. And make sure that there is a little space between my fold and the vellum. I've got maybe a 1/16 of an inch. Now I'm going to run some glue up the side of the vellum and right against the edge of this ripped part. I can go this way and I can go this way a little bit because that's going to be on top of the vellum. And then we're going to fold that down and make sure it's glued. It's nice doing it this way because you're not going to see any of the glue through the vellum. And that's kind of nice. The art glitter glue, I find, it dries so clear that I don't really see it through the vellum. Now I'm going to do the same thing over on this side. Put a little bit on the vellum. Some right down here. And some right down there. And close this up. I want to hold the vellum down so hopefully it stays fairly tight in there. I do find that like with the vellum this puckers up a little bit, but I think that's okay. I don't mind that. And you can see, I don't know if you can see, but like that's kind of, it kind of puckers out, I guess. Okay. And let's just trim right along here. With a little piece of vellum to save for later. Now it doesn't really matter which way is up or down on this. Now I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to put a little bit of glue just right here. Right along, just a little bit, not too much. There we go. And now that holds it all down. And let's just put a little bit of ink so it just colors the top of the vellum. So there's the main part of our pocket is done. That's simple. Now I'm going to take this other piece, and because it's the same size as the other one, we're going to do a tag. And this I want a 3 3/4 inch piece. And it's going to fit right in there, just really nice. I also want to bring in, put it on my cart here. I've got one of the whale tail punches, so out of this little scrap, I'm going to cut a whale tail tab. Everybody calls this the whale tail, but apparently it's the shape of the punch that's a whale tail, not the actual tab itself. But okay, let's fold this and let's ink up the edge on this here, because we're going to have to do that anyways. And let's do that. Okay, now we are going to slide this in here. Now it's not going to be all the way to the bottom because of what we glued. So we got to trim that little bit off. So I just hold it in there and slice that off so it's the same size. I could have did it with the paper cutter or whatever, however you want to cut it. You don't need matching papers for the inside. Use up scraps. You can make them pretty much any size. There's no rhyme or reason to what size you need to make them. I'm just doing them this size because that was a good size for the paper. Now we're going to put this on here just so then that little bit is sticking out. Now I want it to be in the middle. So we got 1 1/8 and 1 almost 1/8. Put it this way, just that little bit. I'm going to hold that there while I put a little bit of glue right just on the tip of that tag. And then that's going to go down. And I like to put where it goes, that little loop, I like to put that on the top of my item. That's just me. You could use a circle for a tab. There's different tab punches. Just even a square piece of paper, anything. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, so you don't need the whale tail punch. Okay, so there is that, which is going to go in here, and just the tab is going to stick out. Now you can see it through the vellum, which looks cool. I really like these when I seen them. Now I've got some goodies here. Now these I had made already, but I need to decide what butterfly I want on the front. I've got a few different ones, a few different sizes. This one is going to be basically pink. Kind of like this one on there, actually. So we got that on there. Then I was going to put this little cluster somewhere. And I happen to have this cut out already. So I was thinking that could go on top. That's kind of my thought. This bright red one, I was thinking, what if I put it on the bottom? No, don't like it there. That was my thought for that brighter red one. Okay, so I could put this up, and I could put this down here. Now I already had these clusters made, and I already had that cut out. And that seems... And then I thought maybe a couple of these little ones could just go up here. Just trying to decorate it a little bit. Okay, I think maybe just that one. So let's put this down first, but I do want to ink around it. to get rid of those white spots. If their white spots are too big, I do cut them out. This one isn't bad. I think that's already inked by the looks of it. Let's put a little bit of ink on this butterfly. Not 100% sure if I'm going to put that on yet. 101 ways to decorate these. Let's glue this up and put it on there. Hope you're enjoying these mask making things. My ephemera boxes are getting more full, but the 14 tall skinny journals I made last fall, they were kind of just a bare journal. So I'm thinking about putting more stuff in the inside of them, because I do want to get those up and listed. So I'm going to put this up a ways, just like that. I figured these, even though they've got butterflies, they could go in just about any journal. Okay, let's put this on here. Yeah, I think I like it down here more. I should have actually got my hot glue gun out for this, because it is a lot easier using the hot glue gun than waiting for this to dry. But I did not, so let's just get this down. There we go. I don't normally use the hot glue gun for very many things. Now I think I'm going to glue down the flower and this leaf. This leaf will fall off if I don't glue it down. The other ones I don't mind if they're sticking up in the air a little bit. Okay. Let's just pick that up so I can squish it really good. Okay, and I thought this one up here, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to leave it just like that. Now these are so easy to make. Now you could slip this into a pocket, because the back is pretty enough that it could be like a floating pocket anywhere, or maybe held on with a little paper clip or something. But then you've got not lots, but writing space, and then you could decorate this more if you wanted. But mine I'm just going to all leave just like that. So now we've got those three, plus I've got all these to do. Now all these are, I've got the vellum cut to width, and I've got them all marked with where I need to fold them. So when I mass make, I do all the steps at a time. So now I will take all these and I will fold the edges all in. And then I will take them all and I'll rip those edges down. And then I'll take them all and I'll glue the vellum in. And I'll probably do the gluing along the bottom at the same time that I'm gluing these sides down. Then I'll cut all the tags to the right size, etc., etc. Like an assembly line is really what it is. But if I'm going to make one, I might as well make a dozen, because they go by so quick, and I can decorate them however I want. I can just leave them to the pocket stage and then decorate them after. Yeah, the way to do them is just endless, really. but I really like them. I like how this is the same pattern as this. So I like that. So thank you, Kathy, for showing us this, and other people that have done this as well. I seen this video probably, I don't know, 4 months ago or something, and I bookmarked it because I thought, well, it'd be a nice little project at some point. So finally getting around to do them. So we have the vellum pockets, and check out Kathy's channel as well. But please do click the subscribe button, ring the little bell, like, share, leave a comment. Love reading the comments. I love answering the comments. So if you have any questions, ask away and enjoy. And check out the links, Facebook group, shops, inspirational channels, all that kind of stuff. So out of the 2 pieces of paper, I have 1 little piece left, and it's big enough to do something with. I'll trim this off, and then I'll put it in my little scrap drawer and maybe make flowers or something out of it at some point. But take care, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.